This is homework set 26. Question 11 gives us two functions, two linear functions, 4x minus 7 and 2x plus 5, and then asks us to do this. Just add them together, subtract them, and then multiply them. All right, so how about in part A? In part A, if we just do f plus g, now f is at 4x minus 7 plus g, which is 2x plus 5, add them together. 4x's and 2x's, 6x's. Negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. Part B, g minus f. Now, I've got a subtraction error. I always got to slow down with subtractions. So here's g. 2x plus 5. Right, that's g. Here's g. 2x plus 5. Minus, now, when I subtract, if there's more than one term, I need parentheses because I have to capture all of it. So I'm going to capture all of that 4x minus 7. So what I've got is, here's the g minus all of f. Now remove the parentheses. 2x plus 5 minus 4x plus 7. That'll give us negative 2x and plus 12. All right, so there we go. So let's take a look at part C now. Part C is f times g. Now here's f. It's a multiplication, so I'll write it as 4x minus 7 quantity times the quantity g, 2x plus 5. Now let's just multiply this through. 4x times 2x, how about 6? How about 8x squared? And then the outer product is 20x. The inner product is minus 14x, and the last is minus 35, if that's even readable. So I'm going to get 8x squared. Now, 20x minus 14x is 6x minus 35. Now, in question 12, we're going to use Wolfram Alpha to solve this equation. So go to Wolfram Alpha, and when you get there, this screen comes up. So it says enter what you want to calculate or know about. So I'm going to enter solve, because I want to solve an equation, and I want it to solve this equation right here. X cubed minus 36x. And then press equal or just enter. And when you do, it will come back and tell you what it thinks that you are saying. All right, so it tells you, here's what I think you're saying. I think you're saying solve this equation. And here's the results. So look, it's a cubic, right? Cubic. Third degree, we're expecting 3 solutions. So now you can write this as x equals 0, plus or minus 6, or 0, 6, and negative 6. Question 13, we're going to use Wolfram Alpha again. So go back to Wolfram Alpha, and in the entry field, you're going to type solve x cubed minus 25x squared equals 0. Now, let's just do this ourselves to see if Wolfram Alpha is going to do it correctly. How about x cubed minus 25x squared equals 0? There's an x squared common here. I'm going to take that out. And then if I take that out, what's left is x minus 25 equals 0. X squared could be 0, or x minus 25 could be 0. Now I'm going to get 0 from here and 25 from here. Okay, let's see if Wolfram Alpha gives us. So here's what I got. I've typed in solve x cubed minus 25x squared equals 0, and I'm getting these two solutions here. Now, I'm going to write my solutions like this. X is 0 and 25. Now, just make a note here. This is cubic, right? This equation up here is cubic. I'm expecting 3 solutions. It shows only 2. But if you look down here, you see this x squared equals 0? All right, here's what this is. That x squared equals 0 is really x times x equals 0. So that x could be 0, or that x could be 0. So you have 0 is a solution, a multiplicity 2. So the solutions are really 0, 0, 25, but you don't write 2 zeros. Question 14, we're going to use Wolfram Alpha to find what values of x is going to make this thing equal to 1. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want this equal to 1, right? F of x equals 1. So I'm going to type in solve 1 is equal to x squared minus 8 and see what happens. Here's what it looks like. X is equal to plus or minus 3. So I will write this as x equals plus or minus 3, or how about negative 3, positive 3. And now the last question in this section is 15, and it says this. Just read it through. Answer for the following questions about the graph below. So something about the graph. Now, use interval notation if we have to. All right, so part A. In what intervals is the function increasing? Well, the function is increasing means that if you go from one point to the next, you're going up, you're rising. All right, that's increasing. So it looks like it's increasing from negative 2 up to 3. So now I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to write negative 2, open around negative 2, and open around 3. Because it's not actually increasing right at negative 2. So it's increasing just after I get beyond negative 2 and just until I get to 3. Then, or, right, or it's increasing from, do you see it? Positive 2 out to infinity. Now, in part B, in what intervals is it decreasing? Well, it's decreasing here, right? From negative infinity to negative 2 and from 3 to 2. So let's just write those. So we're going to have open intervals from negative infinity to negative 2, or from 3 out to 2. Well, let's try that again. That's not really from 3 out to 2, is it? Did you catch that? Or is it really going from 3 to 2? There we go. That's better. And part C, in what intervals is the function constant? Now, a constant, the graph would just be a straight line, a horizontal line. I'm going to say nowhere. So the instructions say, I could say nowhere, but it says we want to write does not exist. And that closes out homework set 26.